What's up, everyone? It's me, Technology Dude 117, and today I am coming at you guys with my impressions of the new Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is dropping January 15th, and it is technically the first major release of 2013. Now, I've never been much of a Devil May Cry fan. Yes, I've played the games, and I know that they're all about, over-the-top button-mashing combat. But aside from that, I really don't know anything else about the games. I don't know anything about the lore of Devil May Cry. I don't know anything about the world of Devil May Cry. And I don't know anything about the main character, Dante. So going into this demo, I really did not know what to expect, story-wise, character-wise. Now, I actually did look it up, and I found out that the stories are known for their corniness. So obviously, it's not too much of a story-driven game, and that was clear in the demo, that it wasn't really too much of a story-driven game. There was a lot going on. Dante was in this limbo sort of place. There was just a lot going on, and it was a pretty convoluted plot. But apparently, that's what makes Devil May Cry Devil May Cry. Now, this demo had two different parts. It had a boss battle, and it just had, some regular running around, hacking and slashing, doing objectives, that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to talk about the boss battle. Going into this boss battle, which is what this video is of the gameplay, going into this boss battle, I was expecting it to be this huge, over-the-top, massive, bloody, gory boss battle, but it was kind of, it didn't really live up to what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be a little more God of War-esque, because every time I, look around at God of War stuff, it's always compared to Devil May Cry, and Devil May Cry is always compared to God of War combat-wise. So I was expecting this boss battle to be, this huge, gory battle, but it was pretty much just straightforward hacking and slashing. Now, that's not a bad thing. The combat in this game is ridiculously fun. Ridiculously fun. You can string together these insane combos. You can, pull out your pistols, and it's like from one thing to the next. You can go from your sword to your scythe. Excuse me, I can't remember what the name of it is. From the sword to the scythe to the guns instantly, and it's just awesome. You can string together these crazy combos, and it looks great on screen. Now, like I said, the boss battle was a little bit of a letdown. I was expecting more, gore, more epicness. There wasn't even a single quick time event in this boss battle. Now, I'm trying to keep in mind the fact that this is a demo, that I really can't, compare the full release to this demo. But there wasn't even a single quick time event. I was expecting there to be some sort of button mashing where you rip the guy's head off, or, cut his head off, or pull his arm off. Something insane like that, but all I got was a straightforward boss battle. Now, I'm not complaining. It was a pretty cool boss battle. It was challenging. It mixed things up a bit when you had to jump from platform to platform, and you had to use different tactics every now and then. So it was a pretty cool boss battle overall, but like I said, didn't totally live up to the, huge action experience that I really thought it was going to be. Now, let's talk about the other part of the demo, the running around, hacking and slashing, and doing objectives. So you're pretty much playing as the main character, Dante, who I'm sure most of you know about if you're watching this video. You're pretty much playing as Dante, and you're in Limbo City, I believe it's called. And pretty much you just have to run around and kill these, or take out these eyeball cameras. Now, when you're running around in the city, you're fighting a huge variety of enemies. You have to, outrun buildings collapsing in on you and stuff. The city's pretty much like going against you. I mean, it's pretty cool. But then again, like I said, the story seems pretty damn convoluted. But I'm not really going to complain about the story, because I have gone online, I've looked it up, and everybody's like, oh yeah, Devil May Cry's corny. That's just what it is. It's corny. So pretty much I'm not going to judge it story-wise. Now, running around and hacking and slashing and stuff, it was fun, but, it felt a little linear. The city felt linear, and it felt like you were sort of being forced down, one path. It didn't really feel like you had a lot of, options to, go here, go there. Sure, there was a few secret areas where you could find secret stuff, but it was pretty much just, a straightforward path. Now, aside from that, like I said, combat was ridiculously fun. The variety of enemies are cool. There's like these little floating babies that shoot arrows at you, and guys with chainsaws. It's pretty cool, the variety of enemies. I like how the enemies are presented sort of as these like balls of flesh. Like, they're disgusting, and it's awesome. Now, let's get down to like the graphics and the production value of this game. Now, I know it's just a demo, but the graphics were spectacular. I thought the graphics were really, really good, and I got to give it to Ninja Theory because everything here looks really, really good, and there's sort of like this filter over the cutscenes that looks really great as well, and it really adds to the overall experience. Now, production value, I can tell that this game, got a lot of time and effort just from the demo alone, that this game got, an extreme amount of attention. I don't know how much Capcom, budgeted this game at, but I can tell that, Ninja Theory pretty much used every single penny at their disposal. Like I said, the production value just seems incredible, and what they did with the game is fantastic. It runs smoothly. The combat looks amazing on screen. Now, one bug that I did notice, I don't know if this is going to make it into the full game, is that when the game's loading, sometimes the sound cuts out. Now, at first I thought it was, it's just because the audio cables are plugged into the HD PVR. So then I, transferred over to HDMI, good old HDMI, and I went back into the demo, and it happened again. The sound was cutting out as the game was loading. It was almost like as if it freezed for a second. So that was just a little minor gripe. Hopefully that doesn't make it into the full game. Hopefully they'll have it bug-free. Now, that was pretty much the only bug that I noticed in the game. Aside from that, everything looked fantastic, like I said, graphically, gameplay-wise. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the combat in Devil May Cry. It is over the top, it's action-packed, it's awesome. Now, it is button mashing, but I mean, who doesn't love button mashing? God of War is button mashing, and that game is fantastic. Devil May Cry, the combat is just insane. It's all button mashing, but it's a lot of fun. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful on screen. Everything looks, so smooth and just like so, well put together that it's awesome. And you can do some insane combos and just do some crazy stuff with your sword, your guns, and your scythe, and you have another weapon too, and it just looks really, really cool, and the combat's a lot of fun. That's what I enjoyed a lot about it. The combat is crazy fun, and I know I keep saying that over and over again, but the combat is extremely, extremely fun. Now, the game is going to be single player only. That's not really a problem, just as long as they make the game lengthy enough. Because, if it's like a single-player only game and it's only like 5 hours, there's not too many people who are going to be happy paying $60 for it, except for the hardcore Devil May Cry fans. Now, I'm actually happy that there's not multiplayer in the game, because it shows that, Ninja Theory isn't conforming to this multiplayer fad that everybody else is, getting on board with. I mean, with Mass Effect, that now has multiplayer, and that never had multiplayer before. And same thing with God of War. God of War Ascension has multiplayer, and it has never had multiplayer before. So it's nice to see that, Ninja Theory is doing its own thing. And that also shows that they are, taking more time to focus on the single-player experience, possibly, making the game longer in the end, which is actually a great thing, because I want the game to be, 12 to 15 hours, and in the past I know Ninja Theory's games have been quite lengthy, so hopefully this game will be lengthy as well, because I definitely think it would bring in, a lot more people. Now, the game does have some confirmed DLC packs, which are supposed to add hours of additional content, and one of those packs is Virgil's Downfall. If you pre-order at GameStop, you actually get that pack for free if you have a Power-Up Rewards membership. Now, like I said, that's supposed to add hours of additional content, so depending on how many of these, DLC packs they release will depend on the, length and the pretty much longevity of the game, I guess, if you will. So in the end, I enjoyed Devil May Cry for what it was. I had a blast with the combat. A couple things let me down, like the boss battle and some other stuff. But aside from that, the game was great, and I had, like I said, a blast playing this demo. And I will definitely be picking up Devil May Cry on January 15th. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video and my impressions of Devil May Cry, please do not forget to comment, rate, favorite, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. And like I said, guys, I will definitely be picking up the game on January 15th. Will you?